Hey dudes, Silvite Soltis here, and today I've got a bit of a different top 5 video for you. In looking over some of my previous top 5s, I realized that I typically focus on the best things, which is, pretty much expected for something called a top 5. So today, I thought it might be a bit of fun to rant about just the opposite, the worst 5 of something, so to speak. And since I've been enjoying leveling my Dwarf Paladin and Orc Shaman while not raiding BWL and Molten Core, I've been rudely reminded of some of the most terrible quests that exist in Classic. So, that's what we're going to talk about today. My top 5 worst Classic quests. Number 5. A Solvent Spirit. Starting off my list is this absolute shit show of a quest that every player that's ever rolled an orc or a troll has experienced at least once. At first glance, a Solvent Spirit seems simple enough. Just kill some crabs and lobster dudes along the coast of southern Durotar and collect some items from them. Easy peasy, right? Not quite. First off, this is one of those underwater quests for the most part, as that's where most of the crabs and all of the lobster dudes are. So that's already annoying enough. But it gets worse. The drop rate of the mucus and the eyes is absolutely horrendous. Sure, Wowhead might say it's like 30% or whatever, but I can personally attest to having to grind these sons of bitches for over an hour, which just shouldn't happen on a level 8 quest. Sure, it's not the worst quest in the game, but I hate a Solvent Spirit. But hey, at least the really sticky glue was a nice reward, right? Number 4. Deep Ocean, Vast Sea. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I completely forgot that this quest existed, especially since I haven't been to Darkshore in ages. But Deep Ocean, Vast Sea has got to be one of the most horrendously designed quests in the history of not just Classic, but all of World of Warcraft. Again, it's one of those underwater quests, which already makes it a pain in the ass to do, especially at like level 17 when you would normally try to do it. Some quests like this aren't all that bad, like the one for the gnomish tools over in Durotar. You just swim down, pick up some items, and then swim up. Oh no, if it were only so simple. Nope, the ships you have to swim down to collect the lockboxes for this quest are absolutely swarming with murlocs. And not just any murlocs either. The murlocs for this quest can apparently see through walls and will eat your face faster than your shitty little aquatic form can help you flail away through the water. So yeah, this quest sucks. And I'm pretty glad that I haven't had a reason to attempt it in Classic, honestly. Number 3. Ardens Enchantment. Next up in this list of dumpster fire quests is the Horde exclusive quest chain from Gromgol, Ardens Enchantment. Now we all know that Classic is full of quests that force you to grind mobs for 10 years to get a drop. But if you've ever tried to do this chain, you know the true definition of a grind. It starts off simple enough, as all these quests do. Just kill some panthers and some tigers to collect claws and a fang. The claws are pretty easy to collect, dropping from Shadowmaw panthers that you'd normally kill for Hemet Nessingwary anyway. The pristine tigress fang, however, is another story, dropping only from Stranglethorn tigresses at a measly 6% drop rate. Be prepared to kill nothing but cats for the next 3 hours of your life. But anyway, you get the fang. Woo! The worst is over, right? Nope. Go get some raptor feathers. Well, that wasn't so bad, actually. Maybe I'm done now. Nope. Kill gorillas for the rest of your time in Stranglethorn Vale to find an aged gorilla sinew. Less than 2% drop rate. That ought to keep you occupied for the next 3 days. Seriously, screw this quest chain. I'm okay with some grinding, but sub 10% drop rates on quest items back to back in a quest chain are no bueno. Number 2. The Beacon Quests. Ah, here it is. The 3 quests that everyone expected to be on this list. Quests so infamous that they have been complained about on forums and YouTube videos for over a decade. The 3 beacon quests, located in the Hinterlands, Tanaris, and Feralas, are among the most frustrating quests ever designed and implemented in World of Warcraft. At first glance, these quests seem pretty straightforward. You loot an item, find the robotic chicken, then escort it to a large open space where it can take off, because it can fly. The actual escort, however, is the biggest pain in the ass ever conceived. Though the chickens have a clear and set path, they aggro literally everything near that path. And as if the massive aggro range isn't bad enough, each of these 3 escort events has set points where groups of between 2 to 4 mobs will spawn and start attacking both the chicken and you. So, if you thought you could solo this quest at the appropriate level, think again. But, in my opinion, the worst part of these quests isn't the mobs or the aggro range. It's the freaking blazing saddle speed at which the chicken runs ahead. Seriously, why can't we take a mana break for like 10 seconds after pulling everything in a 30-yard radius and having 4 mobs spawn and attack us? Needless to say, I hate all 3 of these damn chicken escorts. But not as much as I hate the number 1 quest on this list. But first, here's some dishonorable mentions, just for good measure. Number 1. The Horde Onyxia Attunement. Okay, so this might be super unexpected, especially after I praised the hell out of the Alliance's Onyxia Attunement chain. But god damn, the Horde's questline is awful. First off, you can't even start this chain until around level 58, as the very first quest involves running Lower Blackrock Spire. Then, after finishing that admittedly straightforward quest, you're tasked with going back to Upper Blackrock Spire to kill Rend, meaning that after running all the way back to Orgrimmar to turn in the quest before that, you have to go back to Ubers, hopefully with someone who's actually assembled the damn Seal of Ascension. Okay, to be fair, that isn't really all that bad for Classic, but it gets a lot worse. See, after running the first portion and turning in Ren's head, which triggers a much sought-after world buff that only Horde gets, you get the super fun task of tracking down Rexxar somewhere in Desolace. God damn it. If you play Horde, you've probably noticed that there's literally someone asking where Rexxar is at least 3 times every hour in looking for group chat. This is because his patrol around Desolace and Feralas is absolutely massive, and he could be anywhere at any point. Luckily, you'll have a mount by the time you do this quest, so it's not as bad as leveling in Desolace. But still, screw finding this guy, alright? Anyway, after talking with him, you end up having to go all the way back across the map to the Western Plague Lands, and then back into UBRS to collect Dragon Eyes. And if there's anyone else on the quest in your group, good luck getting enough eyes in one run. They drop 2 at a time, and only one person can loot them from any given mob. So you might have to run this dungeon more than once to get all 20 needed. But you know, that's still not too bad if I'm being honest. The worst part is yet to come. After collecting a bunch of eyes and going back to find Rexar again, you need to find and talk to some dragon in Dustwallow Marsh, who tasks you with finding and killing 3 unique drakes in different corners of the world. Because that's how everyone wants to spend their evening, putting together a raid group to run around the entire world map just to kill 3 mobs. Then, to make matters worse, you have to go back to Dustwallow Marsh, back to that dragon in the cave, just to turn in those 3 quests before you can pick up another quest to go and kill a dragon in the fucking wetlands. So you get over to Hammerfall, run down into the marshes to the south, get to Grimbatol, and pray to God that Axtraz isn't bugged. Oh yeah, as if running all over the place and killing random named dragons everywhere isn't bad enough, the quest itself is bugged to hell, with the skull very often not showing up on the corpse for 1 or more people on the quest. This literally happened to me 4 times. Now I know what you're thinking. Maybe you didn't have the right Test of Skulls quest. But no, I had done the 3 drakes, gone back to the marsh, and picked up Test of Skulls Axtraz. But it was all for naught, and I had to abandon the quest after joining 2 different raid groups and pulling several of my guildies in to help me finish it. Luckily, after it failed the 3rd time, someone shared the quest right after I dropped it, and I was able to loot the skull that 4th time after repicking up the quest and disabling all of my add-ons. But it literally made no sense. Anyway, yeah, I've got a bit of a personal vendetta against this quest chain. But hell, it's my list, and I'm sticking to it. Fuck the Horde Onyxia attunement quest chain. I will take Jailbreak any day. Oh, and after you finish those Drake quests, you have to go find Rexar again. Do UBRS a 3rd time, and get the Drakefire Amulet by finding Rexar a fucking 4th time, just for good measure. GG, Blizz. GG. So yeah, there you have it. Just a few of the worst quests Classic has to offer. Interestingly, I actually had quite a bit of challenge thinking of quests to fill this list with, as the game has really so many interesting ones that are much more memorable. But as you can tell, there's still some crap mixed in among all those gems. Obviously, it goes without saying that these are all my opinion, and I'm sure that there are many other terrible quests in the game. So if you think I missed any ones, or if you have your own worst 5 quest list, let me know by leaving a comment down below. Anyway though, that's it for today. If you liked this video and would like to see more in the future, subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter for updates on new content, and consider checking out my blogs over on Blogspot if you like to read written content instead. Have an awesome day, good luck with your questing in Classic, and as always, take it easy, guys.